Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel English and Beyond. I'm CJ Roy and in today's class we are going to learn about conditionals, conditional sentences, the types of conditional sentences and their usage. So without wasting any time, let's get started with today's topic, conditionals. Well, conditional sentences express a condition and its result. They have two parts. One is the if clause, where we have the condition, and the other one is the result clause or the main clause. So we will learn about clauses later in another video, but for the sake of understanding, very briefly, let me just explain what a clause is. A clause is a part of a sentence. It is a group of words which forms part of a sentence, and in that there has to be a finite verb in a clause. And a phrase is also part of a sentence. It is a group of words, but there is no finite verb. So a group of words which forms part of a sentence which has no finite verb is a phrase, and a group of words that forms a part of a sentence and which has a finite verb is a clause. So clauses, we have two types. One is the main clause or principal clause or independent clause. Three names: independent, principal, or main clause. And the other one is dependent clause or subordinate clause. So that is always the if clause, which means if you take a sentence and analyze it into its clauses, the part or the clause that if you separate and keep, and if it gives full meaning, then it is a main clause. And the part that only gives you partial meaning, then that is dependent clause or subordinate clause. So the dependent clause depends on the independent clause or the main clause for its meaning. Together they form a complete unit, complete meaning. In the examples, I will explain again, right? So we have two clauses. One is the if clause. If clause is mostly going to be conditional clauses. If something happens, then something will be the result. That is the meaning. So let us see. We have the first type of conditional clauses, that is type 0, zero conditionals. Now, how do you frame zero conditionals? Again, now you need to understand tenses. Tenses play a role here as well. So zero conditionals we normally use for expressing general truth or some scientific fact. It is a universal truth maybe, and it is a scientific fact. Such matters we express by using zero conditionals. So what is the use to talk about universal truths or facts? Now the structure of this one, the form of this one is if clause. Okay, in the if clause, first it will be if, then present simple or simple present tense. So after the if, we need to use simple present tense, and the main clause also will be in the simple present tense. So simple present tense comes in both the clauses, the if clause, which we call the dependent or subordinate clause, and the result clause, which is the main clause, right? So example, you will understand now what exactly I am trying to tell you. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius or Celsius, it boils. Now, two clauses we have here. Please understand. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, that is one clause. Okay, it boils. Next is another clause. So simply if I come to you and tell you, it boils, it makes full meaning. So that is the main clause. But just I come to you and suddenly nothing I say except this. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, then you will be expecting me to say something more because you got a lot of meaning but not full meaning. It's only partial meaning. So that is the if clause. Now if you see here, if you heat water, now this heat is used here as not as a noun, it is used as a verb. So you heat, I I write, you write, we write, they write, he, she, it write. Simple present tense, you remember. So if you heat, if you write instead of write, heat here. So if you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. Third person singulars, he, she, it. So he, she, it writes. So here it writes. So writes instead of writes, we have here boils. So boil and heat are two verbs here. So if you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. So this is zero condition. Why? Here we have both simple present used. And most importantly, this expresses a truth. It is understood, and we know, everybody knows that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So to express such things about which we are sure, we already know, we have tested, we have experimented and found out a particular thing as a fact, as the truth. To express such things, we use zero conditionals. Second example, let us see, if it rains, the grass gets wet. If it rains, rain is the verb here. Third person singular, it. So one S is added with rain. So if it rains, the grass gets wet. Grass singular. Gets is the verb. S is added. The grass gets wet. And it is a fact. If it rains, naturally the grass will get wet. To express such things, we use zero conditional. Now what's given there? Always true. It is always true. The statement what we make is going to be the truth. No imagination or future involved here. Everything in the present is an universally accepted fact that if certain things happen, the result will be certain things. So to express such things, we use zero conditionals. I'm sure you understood this. Okay, now let's do some exercises here. If you heat ice, tell me, if you heat ice, what should be there? Melt is the verb given. It, it is third person. So melt is the verb. We need to add an S to melt. So it will be melts. So if you heat ice, it melts. It's a fact, natural. Next is, if people eat too much sugar, they dash gain weight. What should be here? Gain, because they is the subject, third person, plural, they. After that, we don't add s. So, if people eat too much sugar, they gain weight. But if I say, if she eats too much sugar, she gains weight. So, that's the thing. Next, if you mix red and blue, you dash purple. Get is the verb. You get. Simple. After you get. I, you, we, they, write. Remember our tenses. Simple present tense, what we learned. So here it is. First is it. He, she, it melts. Writes. So melts here. Now they gain, not gains. But they, plural, third person. And you again get. No change. Now, if the sun shines, water, what will happen to water? If the sun shines, water, water is it, third person singular. So, evaporate is the verb I have given. You need to add an S. Water evaporates. It's a fact. It's a truth. Next, if you touch a flame, if you touch a flame, it burns. Burn is the verb in brackets. So S is added. Why S is added? Because the subject there is it, third person singular, it. So we need to add an S. Next one. If a student is late, the teacher usually, the teacher is singular, one person. So get is the verb. So it should be, a teacher will be either he or she, male or female, whatever. It is third person singular. So it should be gets. So if a student is late, the teacher usually gets angry. So these are some of the exercises. Now if you go through this one, if you heat ice, it melts. So all the if clauses are dependent or subordinate clauses. Because if you separate them as it is, they will not stand independently. They depend on the main clause for their full meaning. Simply, if I say, if you heat ice, then you would say, Sir, tell me what happens next. You would be expecting me to speak something. But if I say it melts, when I say it melts, whatever may be that, it melts, it gives full meaning. So that is, it melts is main clause. Now let's come to type 1. So type 0 we saw, 0 conditional. Now let us come to type 1 sentence, conditional sentence 1. And they are real and possible future condition. Let me explain this. What is the use of a type 1 sentence? Simple condition, or type 1 we call. The use is for possible or likely situations in the present or future. So it means if something happens, something else will be the result. Either the result will be in the present or mostly in the future. So what is the structure of this sentence? First is if. In the if clause, after if, remember we need to use simple present tense, just like type 0, simple present tense. But the difference here from type 0 is in the main clause, after the subject, we will use simple future. Means after the subject, we will use will plus V1 form, the base form of the verb. Okay. Now, example you'll understand. What is the example here? If you study, you study. Simple present. You study, you write, you eat. Okay. If you study hard, you study hard, you will pass. You will pass. That is simple future. Now remember, my American friends, if anybody, those who are fans of American English, I have seen them using if you will study, you will pass. I have seen, where I have seen books by American authors, and there I have seen, if you will study, you will pass. But mostly we don't use simple condition or type 1 condition. We use the if clause in the simple present tense and the main clause in the simple future. In the type 0 condition, both the if clause and the main clause, we use simple present. Now I am saying simple present, simple future. I'm 100% sure now that you have learned the tenses. All the whole series, tense series that we did. Please go back and watch those videos, my dear friends. Then you will understand how to frame different tenses. Okay, fine. So if you study hard, you will pass. So if you study hard, the possibility, and it is a real possibility, that you will pass in the future in the examination. It's a clear possibility, that is. Next is, if she calls, I will answer. If she calls, I will answer. I will answer is simple future. If clause, if she calls, simple present. Now you could also put this way. When I tell, let me also say this one. If you study hard, you will pass. You can put the main clause first and then subordinate clause. So you could also say, you will pass if you study hard. I will answer if she calls. That's also correct. You can put if clause in the beginning or after the main clause. Doesn't matter. But the only thing is, please do remember one thing. See, if you study hard, you will pass. If you use if clause in the beginning, at the end of the if clause, we normally put a comma. You see, if you study hard, you can see this comma here, right? This comma. See here also, this comma, second sentence. If she calls, I will answer. All right. But if you start with the main clause, like you will pass if you study hard, then there is no need to put that comma. No comma. So you will pass if you study is one full sentence without any punctuation, only the full stop at the end. Is it clear? So remember, if you start with if clauses, then at the end of the if clause, this is for writing, of course. Speaking, it's understood. We are not going to say comma there. So our tone will tell us that there is a comma. But in writing, if you start with a if clause, then at the end of that clause, put a comma. And if you start with main clause, no comma. Simple enough. Okay. Next, let's do some exercises now and see whether we got it correct or we understood it, right? So if it rains tomorrow, What will be here if it rains tomorrow? Yes, cancel is the verb. Cancel the picnic. Now we are doing type 1 or simple conditionals we are doing. So if clause, simple present. Main clause, simple future. So naturally we will cancel the picnic. Next is she dash miss the bus if she doesn't hurry. If she doesn't hurry, does not hurry is simple present tense. We know how to frame negatives. She hurries, she does not hurry, or she doesn't hurry. So if clause is simple present. So here main clause it should be will miss. She will miss the bus. The only thing we started with main clause, and second we put the subordinate clause, if clause. Next, if I find your notebook, dash, give it back to you. If I find your notebook, I will give it back to you. Fourth one, we dash to the beach if the weather is good. Starting with main clause. So we will go to the beach if the weather is good. Weather is good is simple present again. There is no main verb. Only we have that is here. Is, this is. Is a auxiliary verb, we know, to be form. Next, if you don't study, if you do not study, negative. If you do not study, negative. You study, you do not study. So you do not, don't. So if you don't study, you will fail the test. You will fail the test. Okay, next, the sixth one. He not help. So it's going to be negative. Help you if you are rude to him. You are is simple present tense. Only auxiliary verb, no main verb. So there are no different forms here. Only after you, the be's form in the simple present or present tense is are. So he will not help. He will not help you if you are rude to him. Well, that's all for today. We learned today two types of conditional. One is a zero conditional, where we use in both the clauses simple present, and we learned simple conditional or type 1 conditional, where we learned a future possibility or a present possibility, which is if clause in the simple present and main clause in the simple future. So I hope this session has been helpful to you. And if you found this session helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, English and Beyond. And don't forget to tap the bell icon so you will never miss our next English class. Until we meet again in the next video, keep learning, keep practicing, keep growing with English and Beyond. Thank you for watching. Take care.